Welcome back to the WingBrief. As we look back to 2025 from the starting gates of 2026, the commercial aviation sector has just closed one of its most complex chapters in history. It was a year where the golden age of travel met the iron ceiling of production. While airline passenger numbers hit record highs, the manufacturers, Airbus, Boeing, and the rising COMAC faced a grueling battle to turn massive order books into actual deliveries. Today, we are diving deep into 2025 delivery audits. We will analyze the numbers, the type specific breakdowns, and the industrial bottlenecks that defined the year for the world's three major airframers. For Airbus, 2025 was a year of industrial resilience. The European giant once again claimed the top spot, delivering approximately 792 aircrafts. While this is a 3.4 increase over their 766 deliveries in 2024, it fell slightly short of the ambitious 820 unit target set at the start of the year. The star of the show remains the A320neo family, accounting for nearly 80% of their total output. Specifically, the A31neo has become the industry's default choice, representing over 60% of narrow-body deliveries. But the biggest milestone of 2025 was the entry into service of A221 XLR. This aircraft began its career as a disruptor, allowing airlines to fly transatlantic routes with narrow-body economics, a shift that is fundamentally changing airline network planning. However, the wide-body segment, the A350 and A330neo, faced headwinds. While the A350 remains highly profitable with 65 deliveries, Airbus struggled with cabin interior supply chains. From seats to galleys, the bottleneck moved from the engines to the luxury of the cabin, proving that in 2025 no part of the supply chain was truly safe. Crossing the Atlantic to the Seattle and Charleston, Boeing's 2025 can be summarized in one word: stabilization. After a volatile 2024, where deliveries dipped to 348 units, Boeing staged a massive recovery, ending 2025 with 595 deliveries, a staggering 70% year on year growth. The 737 MAX production line finally stabilized between 38 and 42 aircraft per month. While the Boeing is still trailing Airbus in volume, the 404 MAX deliveries in 2025 represent a significant victory for the company's new quality management protocols. In the wide-body market, Boeing arguably holds the upper hand. The 787 Dreamliner is Boeing's cash engine with 85 deliveries in 2025, with a backlog that includes massive orders from Middle Eastern carriers like Riyadh Air, Emirates. The Dreamliner is the most successful wide-body program of the year. The elephant in the room, however, remains the 777X. 2025 was a year of rigorous certification flight testing, while no 777X was delivered to the customer for service. The program reached critical milestones, setting the stage for a 2026 entry into service. For Boeing, 2025 was about proving they can build the planes with absolute integrity, even if it means moving slower than their European rival. While the West focused on the duopoly, the East continued its steady ascent. For COMAC, 2025 was the year the C919 transitioned from a domestic experiment to a workhorse. COMAC delivered 24 C919 aircraft in 2025. On paper, this is a fraction of Airbus or Boeing's numbers, but it represents a 140 increase over 2024. The C919 is now integrated in the fleets of big three Chinese carriers: Air China, China Eastern, and China Southern. But 2025 also exposed COMAC's Achilles heel. The aircraft still relies heavily on Western components, particularly LEAP 1C engines. Throughout 2025, COMAC focused heavily on its C929 widebody development and localization of narrowbody parts. The strategy is clear. 2025 was about operational maturity. 2026 and beyond will be about breaking the Western supply chain dependency. The C919 is no longer just a Chinese plane. It's a signal that the global duopoly is officially under threat. So why weren't these numbers higher? The reality is that aerospace industry is suffering from labor and casting crisis. In 2025, we saw the glider phenomenon return. Aircraft sitting on the tarmac, fuel built, but without engines. CFM International and Pratt Whitney have both struggled to keep up with the sheer pace of the airframers. As we move into 2026, the combined global backlog stands at over 15,000 aircraft. At current production rates, it would take more than a decade to clear this list. The them for the coming year will be the de-risking. Airlines are no longer just looking for the most efficient plane, they are looking for the manufacturer that can actually deliver on time.